You know, every once in a while, I look at the views that I'm getting and the subscribers on this channel, and I think to myself, you know what? It's just too big right now. I'm getting too many views, have too many subscribers. I need to make an extremely offensive video. So I guess that's what we're doing today. So if this video doesn't offend you and you're somebody who actually likes the truth, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make up for everybody that I'm going to inevitably lose from this message. We are talking about inequality today. Many people on the left today say we need equality of outcome. Many people on the right say no, we need equality of opportunity. And I am here to tell you that neither one of those things are the goals to shoot for, and instead we should be actively trying to create more opportunities for inequality. Ready? Let's dive in. In case you're not aware, I've got my new portfolio allocation mastery course that'll teach you how to bulletproof your portfolio, available for pre-sale right now. It's 60% off. It will never be that price again. It's only 60% off for this first week of the pre-launch pre-order sale. Go ahead and get it linked in the description below with the promo code Heretic60, Heretic60. Again, 60% off for the first week only. All right, so we've got the two options that are basically being argued for by the left and the right. One of them is equality of outcome. Now, most people who have ever thought this through have walked away and realized, yeah, that's not a good idea. The first thing you can do is look back at history at any government, any nation that has tried to go this route and see the hundreds of millions of people that have been slaughtered just in the last 100 years as a result of policies that are trying to create equality of outcome. And you can walk away and think to yourself, yeah, that's not a very good idea. However, most people are a little bit swayed by, hey, we could have a little bit more equality in outcomes without getting all the way to something that's going to lead to the death of our nation, literal death of millions or hundreds of millions of people. So you look at things like results and you say people should get paid the same. The problem with this is that you then have to start to measure the different areas in which you want those outcomes to be equal. So does that mean literally every single person should be earning the exact same wage regardless of the job that they do? What about the hours that they work on that job? What if one job is harder than another? How are you going to adjust for that? Does a harder job need less hours to get the same amount of pay? Is it the same hourly rate that people need to get paid? What about wealth? Because if everybody gets paid the exact same amount for the jobs, but one person spends more and one person saves more, then after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, one person will have more than the other one. And so do you also have to have equality in the outcome of wealth, like net worth, or is it just income that you have to have equality for? And if it's not wealth, if it's just income, then how do you account for differences in the cost of living in places? Because certain places might have a higher cost of living. So you really quickly realize any step you take towards equality of outcome, number one, you run into the problem of calculation. Like there's literally no way to actually implement it. And every step you take that direction, you create like a hydra of other problems that crop up that you have to try and solve. It's an unsolvable problem unless you go all the way to the extreme, which always results in basically death of millions of people. So equality of outcome, not a good thing. Number two, we have on the right, people are saying, no, we don't need equality of outcome, we need equality of opportunity. Well, the problem with this is it's just not real. So what do you mean by equality of opportunity? Because if you really thought that people needed to have equal opportunities, does that mean that you are going to be putting yourself and your family and your kids in a situation where they have the exact same opportunities as everybody else? Or are you going to be trying to move to a state that has better opportunities for your kids, better education for your kids, a neighborhood with a better school for your kids, a car, you're going to drive a car that has less opportunity to have health damage to your family if you get in a car accident versus maybe what other people have. So you run into the exact same problems here when you say, hey, we need to shoot for equality of opportunity here, because that's really, opportunities are just outcomes from prior starts. And so you can't legislate or move towards equality of opportunity the same way that you can't move towards equality of outcome. You run into all the exact same problems, number one. And number two, nobody who says they believe in equality of opportunity actually lives that way. You don't. Everything you do in your life, you are actively trying to increase your opportunities for yourself, better the opportunities for yourself. You're trying to learn more. You're trying to earn more. You're trying to build more. That's the way that you live. This is a race. This isn't something where we all think we should hold hands and walk towards the finish line. And so nobody actually wants equality of opportunity because number one, it's unachievable, just like equality of outcome. And number two, nobody actually lives that way. So this is the reason why I say that we need opportunity of inequality. Because inequality, what it really is the outcome of free choices. That's it. You can either have equality or you can have freedom. They are mutually exclusive. Game over. That's it. Case closed. You cannot have both freedom and equality. Because every single person has very different preferences that they choose throughout the day on what food they eat, what they do for leisure, what exercise they do to make their mind clearer or their body healthier. Every single thing, the job that they choose, the relationships that they have, preferences are different. And so you cannot have equality if you allow any freedom of choice, because by nature of choosing different things, the outcomes will be different. Number one. Number two, the incentive system built in a freedom system is going to be better for the survival of the system than an equality one. Why is that? Because if I am free to choose anything, then I am free to choose something that will benefit me or something that will not benefit me. Now, let's say I choose something in a completely free system that will benefit me. One of those things would be looking around at everybody and seeing everybody wants or needs something. Let's say we live in a colder place and I recognize everybody needs something to keep their head warm. That is a need. That is something that everybody wants. That's a way I could serve society. So what I do is I choose to spend my time going out there, sourcing materials, building a factory, putting together the materials to build an end product that I believe people will want. Put that money, that capital, that work up ahead of time, trust in the market, go out there, try and sell to people, hope that I'm right. And then if I am, guess what? I win. I make money. I make profits. In a free system, the people who accumulate the most wealth are the ones who provide for society the most needs and wants for society. And so the better I am at, number one, predicting the needs and wants of everybody else, and number two, delivering on those needs and wants of everybody else, number three, the more inequality there will be because I will be rewarded with the most wealth as a result. Now you say, well, what if I'm just lucky? Well, then when I try it again, I'll fail and I'll lose my money. So the system rewards success, which you want because it gives resources to the people who are best at predicting and delivering on the needs and the wants of society. And number two, the ones who are not good at that, it takes resources away from them to stop them from wasting those resources. And the incentive of me looking at the system and saying, if I want to get wealthy, which is greedy, which is selfish, the one thing that I know I need to do is provide for more needs of everybody else. That is a system set up for success. And the best part is you didn't have a hat before to keep your head warm. Now you do. You're better off. And so the systems that have the most opportunities for inequality are the ones that ironically create the most wealth for the most people, the most things that people need. And anytime there's an opportunity that's not being met, something that the society desperately needs, whether it's healthcare related, whether it's food related, whether it's transportation related, whatever the need is, that's an opportunity for somebody to come in and make themselves wealthy by serving those needs. And to the extent that we remove the opportunity for that inequality, for those incentives to reward the people who are best at giving society what it needs, we slow down and eventually stop the machine that gives everybody what they need and everybody is worse off. And the reality is, most of the time, the people who despise opportunity of inequality the most really just hate themselves because they know deep down they don't have what it takes to give society what it needs the most, because then they would be rewarded just like the people who can. And so instead of improving themselves and trying to achieve something great, they say, nope, we're just going to tear the system down. As always, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.